What's up, everybody? Chef Glenn B, and I'm back in the kitchen, and today I've got another party food for you. I got buffalo chicken sliders. So I've seen a lot of recipes for buffalo chicken sliders. A lot of them have shredded chicken. Nothing wrong with that. I like those. They have their place. But what I imagine when I think of a slider is I think of a mini full-size buffalo chicken sandwich. And when I think of a buffalo chicken sandwich, many years ago, and I know it's really a common thing now, but many years ago I had a buffalo chicken sandwich that was, chicken breast that had been pounded a little bit and it was on a bun. Actually, it had been tossed, after it had been fried, it had been tossed in buffalo wing sauce, and on a bun with blue cheese dressing and diced celery. Now, the idea of that for me is that I get the experience of eating buffalo chicken wings in every bite of eating the sandwich. And I believe that was the idea, that was what they intended when they made that. So my idea is the same thing, but I'm taking chicken tenders, I'm gonna pound them out and basically essentially make little mini chicken breasts, right? So mini chicken breasts with the blue cheese dressing, the diced celery, and I mean finely diced, actually a brunoise of celery on top on brioche buns. And I've got my brioche buns here, okay? So the first thing I need to do is I need to get these chicken tenders pounded out, and I need to get them in a marinade of buttermilk and some spices. So if you've ever seen videos before where I've actually pounded out chicken breast or pounded out any number of things, I like to use Ziploc bags. They're really efficient. Easy cleanup, and I use two just to be sure that if one breaks, then I've got a backup underneath to protect what I'm pounding. So I'm gonna place these chicken tenders, couple of them at a time in this bag, about 4. Second bag. And I'm just gonna pound these. I wanna be careful not to pound too hard and not to hit too many times. These are tenders. These are actually very tender, hence the name. And so just a little bit. I wanna spread them out just a little. So I got my chicken pounded and cut. I want to get it marinated. I've got some buttermilk. To my buttermilk, I'm going to add some cayenne pepper, black pepper, and kosher salt. Get that mixed together. I'm gonna pour that marinade on my chicken. So I'm gonna cover this up and I'm gonna marinate this overnight, and we'll come back to it tomorrow. So I'm gonna make my blue cheese spread for the sliders. I'm gonna start with some sour cream. I've got some mayo. Add a little bit of garlic powder. And I've got some blue cheese. I've got some really soft and creamy blue cheese. That's gonna mix really well. I'm gonna get all that mixed up. Mash that blue cheese in there. I think I want to add the rest of this blue cheese in there. The blue cheese is the star of the show in this. That's why we go very minimal with any type of ingredients. I added a little garlic powder with the sour cream and the mayo, but a good quality blue cheese is the star of the show for this. So as I mentioned, I'm gonna do chicken breasts or miniature chicken breasts, the blue cheese spread, and celery brunoise, or very finely diced celery. But what I'm also gonna do is I'm gonna use the celery leaves. I think the two best parts of the celery happen to be this little white part here. That's just my opinion. This is really sweet. You get down there, this part of the celery, oh, it's delicious. And these leaves are full of flavor. In addition to that, they look good on the slider. Okay, so I'm gonna use celery, actual celery, and I'm gonna use leaves. One of the things that I didn't mention is that I used the heart of the celery. I went to the very center of the celery, passed by all of the dark leaves, and I got the very center of the celery where everything's sweet and tender. And this bowl with all of these leaves and this baby area, like I called it, of the celery, but the very center of the celery, this is a bowl full of flavor right here. This is delicious. All right, so I need to make a quick buffalo sauce, and it's a real basic buffalo sauce. Got some butter. I'm gonna allow my butter to melt. So I'm gonna add my hot sauce to my butter. I'm using Frank's Red Hot Cayenne Pepper Sauce. I want to add some garlic powder, and I'm going to give this a whisk. As soon as I get a simmer on this, I'm going to pull it to the side. I want it to cool. It sticks better to the chicken if it's cool. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the wine that I've chosen to pair with my buffalo chicken sliders. I'm going to pair it with, or attempt to pair it with the 2021 Kirchenstück Von Winning Riesling. This is a German Riesling. I have not tasted any of these Kirchenstück wines, so I'm totally, I'm not knowing what to expect. This is going to be a new experience. I actually belong to a club. A few clubs, but I belong to a particular club that I pay a monthly fee, and I get wines delivered twice a year, and all of the wines are chosen for me, and they are of the finest. I tell you, I mean, some wines that I would never have purchased myself, but it's a good way to open yourself up to new things and to try new things. Again, most of the wines that I get from them, I would never have purchased. And so, again, I'm trying a new Riesling. Let's see what we got going on here. All right, so got a little bit of color, a little more than straw. I would say it's leaning towards golden. And just looking at the wine without having tasted it, if I had to guess on what the viscosity is on this wine, I'm guessing it's more than light bodied, maybe towards medium bodied. I don't know, I'm guessing, but I'm looking at it and I could be wrong. So let's see what's on the nose. I'm getting some vegetal notes, but I'm getting some herbal tea notes. Like some type of maybe a green tea or something, some type of tea thing going on. And I don't know, if I had to guess, I would say that this was, I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but I'm assuming this was in steel, in stainless steel as opposed to oak. I'm being really, I know I'm, I'm really stepping out there trying to guess what this wine was aged in right now. My knowledge isn't that vast quite yet. I'm working on it, but I'm guessing. I'm not speaking from a place of just an absolute knowing. I'm guessing that it's stainless steel. Let's see what we got going on the palate. So I was right when I said medium bodied. I could tell by how it looked. I could tell by the way it moved through the glass. I could tell by how it runs down the glass after I swirl it. It's more than light bodied. It's leaning towards medium bodied. It's got, as opposed to acidity that's too much and it runs too long, it's got a nice initial punch of acidity. It's got a nice broad punch of acidity on the initial palate. Yeah, I mean the acidity and then the acidity is gone, and then it gives way to nice body and structure. It's just, I think that if the acidity were to run on, then I would think, okay, it's a little too sour. It's a little too much. Perfect punch of acidity. Again, I don't know. I don't think it's oak. I think this is a stainless steel. I mean, I'm not tasting what I would normally taste, or I'm not smelling what I would normally smell had it been an oak. I'm still learning how to determine that, but I'm gonna do a little bit more research on this to find out. But this is fantastic. This is, we talk about Rieslings. This is what I would call a serious Riesling. This is a really good Riesling. This is not your everyday average Riesling. This is a really nice glass of Riesling. But I'm gonna double check. Let me double check. Oh yeah. Again, that initial acidity, and then it gives way to something that's broader. It becomes almost a little bit savory. And that there's a long warming finish, on this. Yeah, I would never have purchased this, but I'm open to it now. I mean, when I'm, exposed to it, boy, I tell you, that becomes a dangerous thing, because that's another something that I like in the wine world. So we'll see if it pairs. Okay, so my chicken marinated overnight. I'm ready to put things together. I've got my oil heating up. As you can hear, it's getting busy in there. I've got my blue cheese spread and my celery brunoise with the leaves. I've got my brioche slider buns. I need to get those toasted. So while this oil is getting hot, I'm gonna go ahead and toast my buns. So I'm gonna use a little bit of oil and butter together. So I got my buns toasted. This chicken, I'm gonna dump it here in this strainer and allow it to drain. I'm gonna set it aside while I do a couple of other things and get ready. So this is all-purpose flour. What I wanna do is I'm gonna add equal parts potato starch to this. And I'm not gonna season this because I've already got a lot of seasonings going on. I've got the chicken tenderloins that were marinated in the buttermilk with salt and black pepper and cayenne pepper. We've also got a buffalo wing sauce that's got salt in the sauce. So we don't need to do any more. In addition to that, we've got the blue cheese spread that's got its own level of salt and seasoning going on. So I don't need to add anything to this breading mixture. I'm just gonna add my potato starch. Okay, so at this point things are moving really fast, ready to get started. I've got my buffalo sauce. I'm gonna put my buffalo sauce in this bowl here. I've got my oven preheated to 195 degrees, and I did that so that I could hold my chicken as I fry the batches of it. 195 is a good temperature, especially for what we're doing here, because we're doing this for a party. We're doing this for a number of people, and so obviously we're gonna do batches. I wanna have an oven warm so that we can keep things warm as we're prepping throughout the party, okay? So I'm gonna take my chicken, I'm going straight from where I've got it in the strainer into my breading mixture, and then I'm gonna fry it till it's nice and crispy, 5 to 7 minutes or so, and I'm gonna hold it in the oven. All right, so everything's done. I'm ready to test the pairing. I didn't mention earlier that this Riesling, we talk about ranges of Riesling being anywhere from sweet to dry. This is more dry. This is not a sweet Riesling. I had anticipated it being a little bit sweet, but again, I told you earlier, I had no idea what we were gonna get from it. So let's see what the pairing is like. First of all, let's try the slider. We've tried the wine. So, first of all, this is delicious. What my intent is with this is that when you bite into this, it's like a little bite of a buffalo chicken wing with a little bit of blue cheese dressing, with a bite of celery. all of that combined. So the experience of eating buffalo wings all combined on this little mini sandwich with a toasted brioche bun to kick. That brioche bun, that toasted brioche bun is everything, okay? Let's test the pairing. Magic. That is magical. That is fantastic. So you got these little miniature chicken breasts. They're tenders that I've pounded out, tossed them in the buffalo sauce, and the celery, if you use the very innards of the celery and the leaves, you get this fantastic little mixture of celery I got going on here. These tiny dices, which is a brunoise. This is really good, and this wine. But you know what? Fool's gold, because like I said, I got I see the char on the bun. I'm a huge fan of char on the bun. I'm a huge fan of buffalo. I got all of this fool's gold. Let me double check. Before we even get to the double checking, if you've got these at your party, this is gonna be a popular item. This is gonna be one of those items. Man, you remember those sliders? They were good. Okay. Wow. And so that time I got a bigger sip, and it makes it's just crazy. It makes it floral. It does something. It's got something going on that makes it a fantastic pairing. I mean, let me check one more time. I know I've already double checked, but one more time. How great is this? A miniature chicken sandwich. Look at that. That's good stuff, man. I'm checking the pairing again. At this point, we were at a triple check. Yeah. Okay, so perfect pairing. What I would suggest, I initially thought that this could possibly be a little bit sweet. It's not. And I actually wouldn't even go in the direction of sweet with this. But again, if you're doing a party, you're probably gonna have more than just a Riesling that you're serving at the party. You're probably gonna have a Riesling, and you're gonna have some Chardonnay, and you're gonna have some different things going on. So just know that if you've got this, it pairs with a Riesling that's not sweet, that leans a little more towards dry. This is, can't stop eating it. Please forgive me, I got caught up in the moment. I sometimes, when I'm filming these videos, in actuality, all the time when I'm filming these videos, I'm giving you my honest, in the moment response to things. I don't write anything down. I don't do any scripts. I just film the videos. And my reaction, the reaction that you get is exactly what it is. This wine, again, as I told you, I had no idea what this was gonna be. First of all, the wine is fantastic. And again, I make general recommendations. If you can get the Von Winning, awesome, the Kirchenstück Von Winning. You can get that, fantastic. If not, another off-dry Riesling should work. And this recipe, if you get this recipe and put this together, and you get those leaves and you get the fine baby part of the celery, the inner part of the celery, make sure all the details are in place, man, this is a winner. I want to thank you all for taking the time to watch my video today. I'm deeply appreciative to all of you that have subscribed. If you haven't subscribed and you're new, please consider subscribing. I regularly drop videos where I'm sharing my favorite recipes and I'm pairing them with wines. And the intent is always to get the perfect pairing like I did today. That was fantastic. I got some more to eat here. But I appreciate you all. Thank you. I'm Chef Glenn B, and as always, eat well.